Well, no three-game winning streak for the Edmonton Oilers. The Minnesota Wild continue to stay hot with a 5-2 decision. Tough one as the Oil wind down a 5-game road trip. But to break it all down, Gazzola, Shawn Belle, Ben Thomson with you here on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show on Edmonton Sports Talk. You can get in on the conversation. Tell us your thoughts on today's game. 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. Hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it as always. And we said this was going to be a hard game for Edmonton. And I will say, I really admire the effort, the gusto they showed against a Wild team that got a ton of players back today, Bellsy, and had already been riding high. Just got Quinn Hughes.
And is one of the best teams in the NHL.
Absolutely. The hottest team right now, for sure. And I look at the Oilers and what happened today, and I go, you know what? I liked a lot of what they did. Now, they got down early. They dug their way out of it. They didn't sag. Maybe there were good pushes from the Minnesota Wild, but I thought the Oilers, until the fourth goal really went in, I thought the Oilers gave themselves a good chance and put up a decent fight.
Well, that third goal cripples.
With
7.2 seconds left on the clock in the first period. Like, you do all that work when you give up the lead, you work extremely hard to get it back. You can't give up a goal of 7.2 seconds. It's hard.
Who was the man? Was that Stillman coming back?
It was Stillman. It kind of was a 2-on-4 that turned into a quick 2-on-1, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. How you could have numbers and then all of a sudden,
was that not a turnover at the far blue line?
It was a turnover just inside the blue line from Dry.
Yeah,
and then puck comes out, and like I said, it was a 2-on-4. Like, Edmonton had numbers. And generally speaking, if you have numbers, that shouldn't turn into like a high danger scoring chance and in the back of your net. 7.2 seconds. You just got to be way better than that. But to me, that's when the game changed. Because you work so hard to get there, you give up that goal. It's kind of backbreaking, but they did battle throughout the rest of the game. But you knew that Minnesota was gonna lock down their D. There's lots of turnovers by their forwards,
right?
But they do a great job in their D zone, and they've got really good goaltending.
They protected the house really well, I thought. There's some gold-mouth scrambles where we were sitting there going, "How did that not go in?"
Yeah.
There was a bunch of those couple posts for the Oilers. Draisaitl hit one. Bouchard hit one. They were around it, and that's why I said I like the gusto that the Oilers showed. They didn't wilt away. They had mistakes. Minnesota took advantage. Yes, I felt there was good fight in the Oilers tonight or today. Benny?
Yep, pretty much the same thing. I liked the fight back. I mean, it was a 2-0 lead for Minnesota. How easily they could have rolled over and just been like, all right, it wasn't our night. Whatever, going home. But they came back, tied it, but yeah, like Bellsy was saying, that's a ball breaker right before the end of the first period, allowing that goal. Just a missed assignment, or just a confusion on the back check, and it leads to the eventual game-winning goal. But I'm not too mad about this loss, guys. I'm really not. You're playing a very good Minnesota team that has two great goalies, and we saw the other one tonight play pretty well. Gustafsson made some very timely saves, which I've been seeing a lot in the nasty chats. Like, oh, the Minnesota Wild got timely saves.
Yep,
they did. But I'm not here to say that Calvin Pickard was brutal tonight either. Like, to me, it was just Gustafsson made the big saves at the right time, and Oilers couldn't beat him, and they have Minnesota Wild eventually beat Pickard. So I not too mad about this loss, honestly. I thought they played pretty well. Effort was there, just didn't go the way.
We're watching that game in studio in the third period. Bellsy, you looked at Ben and I, and you said, this game shows you the difference in class between these two teams right now.
Yeah, hey, Minnesota is very good, and their record shows you why they're there. And based on how they played, like, hey, Edmonton played a good game, but it's just different. Right now, it's the class of the NHL is Colorado, it's Dallas, and it's Minnesota.
I heard a stat of what I think Jack said. They're 10-3 against teams that are top 3 in their division. Minnesota Wild this year.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's a great You could tell right there, Minnesota Wild, they beat good teams. They're one of the best teams in the NHL right now. Good for them, and they made the right move in loading up with Quinn Hughes, who I would imagine I think is going to stay there long term. They're a pretty damn good team. I still think that the Oilers could be a better team than them. Like I still think they have the pieces to do it, and they're trending in the right way right now. But as of right now, the Minnesota Wild outplayed, or they were the better team today, and they deserve to win.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the Oilers get all their players back, because that effort, kept them around for the most part. You score late in the game, but it wasn't like it was completely, the ice was tilted one way. It didn't look like that. Both teams had their chances, but the difference is once again, Minnesota's D, they'll lock you out.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. And, when they did give up chances, the Oilers just couldn't capitalize. So you're right, Benny. Today, Minnesota was better. But it'll be, once again, very interesting to see what happens when the Oilers get all their guys back in the lineup, and what could they do depending on where they're at in the standings at the trade deadline.
I think it goes hand in hand, their goaltending and their defense, right? You have Gustafsson and Wallstedt, two very solid goalies, obviously. Then you look at the personnel on that D-core: Hughes, Faber, Spurgeon, Brodin, Middleton, Bogosian. That's a pretty damn good. I think it was Juracek actually in for Bogosian.
Bogosian was hurt. He got put on an IR.
Yeah, so Juracek was in. Who was a high pick.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty damn good D-core.
Was he the Columbus high pick?
And then he got
traded over.
Yeah, kind of just
check.
Yeah. So to me, it's just like you got those six going up against, Bouchard, I thought had a pretty solid game again today, making some nice plays. Ekholm, Nurse.
Bouchard had some flubs.
He did. Take the good, the bad.
Just.
Okay.
Yep. No, just note it.
Noted. Ekholm and Nurse, but then you're relying on, like we've been saying, Stasny, Stillman, and Emberson to play better than I think their expectations. So yeah, I understand why the Oilers were probably a little bit more leaky in their own zone versus Minnesota doing a pretty good job.
They showed some fight. Shaggy in the nasty chat said Tommy's pointing out moral victories. I don't care about moral victories. I'm just pointing out what I saw. It doesn't make me feel better. I don't care that they lost. It doesn't hurt my feelings. They lost. I thought they gave a good effort at the end of a long road trip and being down a bunch of guys. That's how I see it. Really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's game is going to be, it's a big one. It's a 4-point game. So, yeah, you lost today. You had a good effort. You lost to a team that was better than you. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, can you now get up against Vegas? And
you have to. But Vegas is not the same class of team as Minnesota.
They're not. But you've got to make sure that, hey, like that effort stays.
Right.
So that you win that game. Because in your division, you need those wins. So
there's a 4-point game tomorrow. You get 2 4-point games before the Christmas break. You only get 3 days off. These are huge games coming up. And Edmonton has put itself into a good spot in the Pacific Division. Tough loss today. We get it. But where Minnesota is going and where they're at compared to where Edmonton is at, there's a bit of a discrepancy there. All right. Of course, GCL Diesel, presenting sponsor of the Oil Stream postgame show. GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. 780-218-9999. That's the number to text in your thoughts on today's Oilers 5-2 loss. And then if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up and jump into the chat. Let's get to a few texts here. Nolan from St. Albert says, I would be terrified to play this Wild team in the playoffs. That's a damn good hockey team right there. Mm-hmm. And the West is stacked, says Nolan in St. Albert. Library Pat Texan says, the insurance goal was a calamity of errors, to use a Gazzola-ism. Belzy, what are the chances that the Oilers never actually get a fully healthy lineup? I'm not counting on that. Library Pat, excellent use of calamity of errors. And yes, that's the note that I asked Benny to put in there when it came to Bouchard.
It's like a asterisk.
Yeah.
Just make a note of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility that the team's never going to be healthy. But at the same time, like, you got guys have been sitting out. They're working towards getting back in the lineup. Eventually, you've got your Olympic break. Like, there's going to be times where your roster, depending on what it looks like, is going to be able to get healthy. And I think coming into that playoff stretch is probably when you're going to see a full healthy Oilers lineup. Yeah. That's just my prediction. Not saying
as close to one as possible.
Yeah, as close to one as possible. Like, I don't
wood.
think that guys are necessarily going to get hurt. I'm hoping they're not, but at the end of the day, like, that's what you're kind of striving for.
Yeah. Okay, there's a couple of texts I wanted to get to. And there was something I wanted to talk about as well. Well, Steve Staios, we had him on, president and GM of the Ottawa Senators. He was on Hello Hockey earlier today. We're talking about the injuries.
Yes.
And he said this schedule is crushing every team.
Yeah, there's no time to rest.
No time to rest, no time to practice. Travel's crazy. He acknowledged that in the West that the travel is worse than in the East. 100%. Also, did you see the call on the no goal in Steve Staios' game, his team's game against Chicago?
Mention that.
You're mentioning it, but I haven't seen it yet.
So the ref makes the announcement and goes, there's no goalie interference. We have a good goal. And then the crowd in Ottawa is celebrating. The horn goes off, all that stuff. Ref, like 5 seconds later, back on the mic goes, correction, there was goalie interference, therefore we have no goal. Just a total blunder. Yeah. I would freak out if that was me.
I wonder if that was like, that had to have been he just does a screw up on his end. Yeah, like kind of just said, there's no way that he gets something in his ear. Actually, no, sorry, we found an angle. It was goalie interference. But I guess it's goalie interference, though, so it's like kind of it's a real angle you need to see. Kind of just happens.
Maybe he's had a brain fart.
Yeah.
Turn on that mic.
Well have.
Uh-oh. I saw somebody, it was River of 1,000 Miles in the nasty chat, said Oilers allergic to 3 wins in a row. Hasn't happened yet this year. We're 36 games into the season now. And we were talking about that, and we had this debate earlier. It's like, can you be a team that only has won 2 games in a row max, and you win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1? Overall, that's a good record.
Yeah. I think somebody calculated it and it says it was 108 points if you did that over the course of the season.
Right. Now, that's incredibly hard to do. It's not impossible. There's super, super minute chance that ever happens. But to me, good teams sustain hot streaks, and that means winning 4 in a row, 5 in a row, a few times throughout a season. And 3 in a row has not happened once, and we're
I would agree
36 games in here.
It's a different season. It's a different team.
Yes.
But I think part of the problem is that in Edmonton, we've seen really good runs. And I think Maddie was talking about on the Hangout, and it's like, well, the Oilers in January one year, like, were 15-1, something crazy, some kind of crazy number. And so we get used to seeing these hot runs from the Oilers all the time. Right. But this is a very different team. I still don't think that this team is better than the team that was on the ice last year. So
what? You think this is a better team than...
No, I said I don't think this team is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I misheard you.
So if this team isn't better than it was last year, then to me, like, are those chances of you winning those 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row, at the same level? Do you have the same opportunity? I don't think you do. So can you get to 3? Sure. Can you get to 4? Sure. But this group might be more of a 2 wins, 1 loss type group. Well,
they can't get over the hump of 2 wins, which is incredible.
And just wait for a month and they'll make me eat my words. But, the way that they play and they're not healthy. They're up and down. Yes, they've been playing better lately, but there's teams that are now better than them. And so that's where I think that challenge is going to come in where, it's going to be tough winning that many games in a row.
They ran into one of the hottest team, if not the hottest team in the league. That's tough. Put up a good fight. Still lose 5-2.
Yeah.
But if I was looking at this, I would not be disappointed in the group.
Do we not think that this is going to be a 3-win stretch coming up? Vegas, Calgary.
This could be.
It could be. You gotta take care of business tomorrow.
Right.
You have to.
That won't be easy, but the Golden Knights are not the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
Also
They're still
correct.
a good team. Still a good team.
Yeah, they'd be in that second tier.
Yeah.
And the Oilers are in that second tier right now.
They've
in my
climbed
opinion.
themselves into the second tier. That's fair.
So I think this could be the opportunity right here for the winning streak. It's got Vegas, got to take care of business, just like Benny mentioned, and then you got the Flames twice. The Flames are going to be pesky. They've been playing better. So you're going to have to make sure that you show up for all those games. But, hey.
It's interesting. I'm looking in the nasty chat, and a lot of, like Vandal AVP says they're not winning tomorrow, not a chance. And there's a few others that have kind of pointed that out too. Easy E says 2 losses in a row coming up, sadly. I still think the Oilers give the type of effort that they did today. They give themselves a good chance to win tomorrow.
Eichel is out of the lineup, I believe.
He's sick.
He's sick.
He has
so
an
that's
illness, yeah.
That's a big-time player out of the lineup.
See if he plays tomorrow. To me, I would have that mindset if this was October or November.
Yep.
Because the team that we saw in those months, to me, that's not the same team we're watching right now. The past 2.5, 3 weeks has been much better hockey for this team. So, like Tom was saying, I think if they put a similar effort like that, to me, the effort today was pretty similar to the one they had in Boston.
Yeah.
They just happen to play 2 different teams. Boston's a solid team. They're good, but they're not the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild are one of the best teams in the NHL right now. So the one effort ended up getting you the win in Boston. The other one, it kept you in the game against Minnesota. It was a tight one. One bounce goes the other way, and we're talking about an Oilers win probably, but they didn't. So it is what it is.
Minnesota, very good, very hot. So hot right now, Minnesota. So hot right now. Like that Hansel from Zoolander.
Yeah, so hot right now.
Now I realize that is such an old reference. Do you know Zoolander? It's from 2001.
I've heard Zoolander. I never watched it, though.
Do yourself
terrible.
a favor.
I haven't watched a whole lot of movies, guys. And I somehow won a Christmas movie draft.
Humble brag. Okay.
Somehow.
Moving
somehow,
on.
Some way.
Let's go to Coach Mike in the inbox, 780-218-9999. Coach Mike says Draisaitl will get the extra 2 because he did address Kelly Sutherland by his first name. Reed was fired up on Twitter after that cross-checker penalty. Coach Mike, yeah, he pissed off Kelly Sutherland.
Yep.
It was kind of a chintzy call, wasn't it? Soft. It was a cross-check, but it wasn't a hard cross-check.
I don't know.
But
Is that getting called in the playoffs?
no, but
Most
it's not
likely
playoff.
not.
This is December
No,
20th.
Yeah. No,
Right?
Is it going to get called tomorrow?
Maybe.
Probably not.
Now, did he hurt the ref's feelings?
Yes.
Evidently.
Yes.
he got a 2-minute minor for it, and it did cost them, although it was in the first 2 minutes. So, oh, God. Don't get me started on the refs.
I would love to know what he said.
So would I.
Yeah.
We could just hear it.
Probably not fit for air.
Probably not.
We don't have the beep out button. Yeah. Coach Mike, good question, though. Yes, he probably hurt Kelly Sutherland's feelings with that one. Let's go to Scalding Gord. Text again. Says, Oilers win next 3 or my name isn't as close to God as it comes and McJesus calls me dad. So, Scalding Gord. Are we into the holiday beverages?
Oh.
That's off the top rope. Let's go to Scorpion from Ontario. Glad number 10 started on the second line. That was great. Well, we noted how quickly that changed. When we saw it on the pregame show, we're like, oh, really?
Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
We don't know.
That
Played out exactly how we thought it would.
Yep.
Yeah. He gets walked by Brock Faber on his first shift, I believe. And I don't think he accounted for a goal, but it was pretty damn close.
It was a nice move.
Very, very nice move. But when you're playing top 6 and you've been struggling all year, it
was a nice move. He almost snapped his ankles.
Interesting promotion, to say the least. We were a little caught off guard by that when we looked at the lines in the warm-up. Trent Frederic today, donuts across the board. Really a surprise to nobody at this point in the season. Time on ice, 11:49. No shots, no blocks, 3 hits, 1 giveaway. 66.7% on the dot. That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Very good. Very good.
you got more ice time than Mangiapane, who I thought stood out a little bit more today.
First goal in a month and a half.
First goal in a month and a half.
That was a nice tip.
Yeah,
too.
nice tip.
play by Bouchard on that
Some
one. Some
feistiness too. Like
Yeah.
he was MFing people.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like it was. I thought it was one of his more impactful games in a while. Obviously, getting on the score sheet too. I would have rather him had the opportunity to play in that top 6 and 10, but what do I know?
Well, they moved Hudson up for a little bit. He got a couple.
I didn't
looks
mind
there.
that either.
What did he finish with?
He had.
Wait. A career high, 917.
Hey, here you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Moving on up.
Like I'd rather Hudson over Frederic there too, because Hudson at
Absolutely.
least has some skill and can score and
Why not just keep Savoy there?
Great question.
that too. I thought he had a pretty solid game too. I thought he looked
Hey,
good.
I'm not the coach, so I don't do that.
Thank you, Scorpion from Ontario, for getting that conversation started. All right, let's go to the Liquid Beaver in the text line, 780-218-9999. Liquid Beaver says, how is Draisaitl the third star of the game? Undisciplined cross-check in the offensive zone, dumb, unsportsmanlike penalty, and on the fourth goal, instead of coming back to the middle in his own zone, he peeled off to the boards. Just wondering how he and his Selke aspirations are going. Well, Liquid Beaver, to his Selke aspirations, I would pass along an LOL.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. The fourth goal, I don't know if because Savoy was the first back checker and he goes to the puck carrier, but Stillman also went to the puck carrier, which
Yes.
then allowed for that 2-on-1 to happen when Hardman makes that give and go pass to Middleton. So I don't know if like Bouchard or if Draisaitl had a big role in that gool, but sorry, no, he's talking about the fourth goal. Never mind. That was the third. That was the third goal. That was the third goal I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna give him the third star because he. Like,
Now, was
had
that on the
points.
NHL website
Yes,
or
yes,
okay?
yes.
The NHL did okay.
That's
Because
on-
sometimes the broadcast
Has a
the
different-
the broadcast do their own 3 stars and it doesn't line up with the NHL's actual 3 stars of the game. So I just
Yeah,
want to double check that.
2
We had
assists.
discrepancy I think a week or two ago with that.
I'm seeing. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, Brock Faber is second star with donuts.
He was good today.
He was
though.
good. Like
Yeah.
so, I guess like the guy that's in charge of picking the 3 stars is like I'm giving it to Faber because he was good defensively. I guess.
They used to write it at the bottom of the score sheet.
Oh really?
They used to say 3 stars selected by, and sometimes it'd be like media, sometimes it'd be like home broadcast, visiting broadcast, national broadcast. They used to put it on there.
Yeah, I'm just realizing. Yeah, Brock Faber second star with no goals, no assists, but he played well defensively.
I actually don't mind.
See,
I don't mind
okay.
that. Like he had some opportunities. He walked Frederic. Like
Yeah.
he was good. He was very noticeable throughout that game.
They do still put who selected the 3 stars on the official game summary. And tonight's 3 stars selected by Wild Media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They used to give it, they used to do, here in Edmonton, they used to pass out little sheets and they'd say, pick your 3 stars. At the 10-minute mark of the third period, we're collecting all of them and we're going to tabulate and then we pass it along to the
what
league.
would happen if like that were to happen and then McDavid scores the tie and then scores the overtime winner?
No change. Whatever that was tabulated.
Oh.
But now I think here they just give it to either the radio or TV broadcast.
Yeah. It's probably smarter.
Excuse me.
What?
What? No, I'm saying like so that they can be up to date with like what happens in the game because you want to like throw everything in 10 minutes left, and
I don't know. But then you get the bias,
oh
right?
I
See?
guess yeah.
Because you would have visiting media and local media, and you distribute evenly as much as possible.
okay.
The PR staff would do it.
Okay,
Or game night staff, I should say.
I understand that.
Yeah. That's how they used to do it here.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened in years. Probably not since the old arena, to be honest with you. I think they just give it to either like Sportsnet or Ched. That you pick.
Does that mean like Bob Stoffer's picking 3 stars?
Yep. Well, I had heavy influence. Yeah. So there's that. Anyway. All right. We want to get to some text 780-218-9999. Travis texting and says, look on the bright side. They're undefeated with Jari and net. Not that tonight was a goalie issue. And I actually thought Calvin Pickard did make some pretty good saves.
Yep.
Battled.
kept him in it.
He battled.
He kept him in it.
Yeah. And Minnesota had some great looks on him.
Yes, they did. That's always been his game. He's a battler. He does what he can to get his body in front of the puck. And like I just mentioned, I thought he gave them an opportunity to stay in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I had no problems with.
The Oilers just didn't capitalize on the chances that they had. I mean, Minnesota doesn't give up a ton.
Did the Oilers lose with Jarring net today?
Probably.
I think so.
Probably.
Like, I don't think it was because Pickard played is the reason why the Oilers lost. It was
That
just,
Boldy slapper.
that
was a beautiful one time.
Great shot.
12th overall pick.
Don't do that, Benny. I know where your mind was going. Don't do that.
That Tarasenko
Where did the Oilers
goal.
select?
Don't do that, Benny.
Sorry. I must shush.
Wait.
Oh, dude.
There we go. I love having the board here. Sorry for shushing you, but anyway, the Tarasenko goal, where Bouchard tries to like knock it down at the blue line, bobbles it. They forechecked him really well, and then you know we saw the timeout called to see if maybe it was offside, but it was Bouchard who brought it back into the zone.
Yep.
And then I think Ekholm gets crossed up. The shot kind of banks off of Ekholm, off the post, and then is sitting in the crease off the goal line. And then Tarasenko just he got lost in the shuffle, and he just kind of wheels in and bangs it home. That was a tough one. And then I told you I didn't like this. When Bouchard bobbled it and it came in and they thought it was offside, or he thought it was offside, instead of finishing the play hard, he looks at the ref and goes like this.
Yeah, didn't really care for that one.
Hand up to the ref. Finish the play, man. Let them call it.
Yeah, like if you don't hear a whistle, you better keep going.
What, are they gonna stop and like, oh, sorry, we should have called that? No, you keep playing. But I said to you, Belsey, what is that? And you go, that's the newer generation of hockey player.
Yeah, it's just,
that was a double meaning.
Say
That was a double meaning. You're blaming my generation, but also.
Yeah.
No, you didn't pick it up.
You feel attacked.
I do.
You should.
Yeah, I get it.
It happens all the time. I see it.
Yeah, you're.
Like, what do you want to do? He out-battled you. You brought it in. The puck was free. It was loose. And he out-battled you. Don't put your hand up. Because you're blaming on somebody else at this point. You got out-battled.
All right, we're going to go to Brian Swain.
For all I care.
Slash a guy. Tough one when he took the puck in the face. I felt bad for him there. Thankfully, he's okay. That could be way worse. Those do not feel good. Let's go to Brian Swain, our stats guru extraordinaire. Swainer texting this to me says, Oilers have given up 5 goals in the last minute of the first period this season. That's 4 in the last 9 games. Other 31 teams combined have given up 47 goals in the last minute of the first period. Only teams without 3-game winning streaks this season: Kraken, Predators, Blues, and Oilers. That is not good company.
It's not.
The Kraken have 1 win in their last 10 games. They're finally realizing they need to retool. They traded Mason Marchment yesterday to Columbus. The Predators are the worst team in the Western Conference, and the Blues have had a mostly bad season.
And they're looking to sell everybody.
Right. Nobody is untouchable. Was that Doug Armstrong's comment?
Yes.
I believe so.
It's fair.
And the Oilers are in a good spot, regardless of not being able to string together 3 wins in a row so far this
There's
season.
2 ways of looking at that. You can go, that's embarrassing how they haven't won 3 games in a row. At the same time, they're in a playoff spot. They haven't won 3 games in a row. What happens when they do?
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't
point.
I wouldn't go as like I personally would be a little more positive, and I wouldn't say embarrassing. I would say befuddling.
Yep.
Like,
Strange.
really? Those guys haven't won 3 in a row yet. I think they will. I think it could happen soon. You need a big night tomorrow here at home against the Vegas Golden Knights, and then you get Calgary in back-to-back. And yes, I see people saying Calgary's played better. Absolutely, they have. Beat them. These are Pacific Division games you got coming up. Haven't had a lot of them so far this season. Just go beat them.
Yeah, you should be able to handle the Calgary Flames. Given where they are in the standings, you should be able to handle them, but you know that it's a battle of Alberta. There's going to be a lot of emotion. There's a lot of excitement. and they're ready to play you. But you've got to be ready too. And usually when the Oilers get in trouble, for the most part, it's when they sleepwalk through it. But when they're rolling, they're a tough team to beat, even with the injuries that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a very interesting next 3 games.
All right, Ben, you working on some clips?
I have Mangiapane and Nurse ready and Knoblock ready in 10 seconds.
Okay, let's go to the turning point of the game presented by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. I'm going to collaborate with you guys on this one. Because I want to, it's either goal number 3 with 6-7 seconds left in the first. Every time
Belle's got fooled in the pregame.
Oh, yeah.
Dixon?
Yeah, and now you're getting fooled in the postgame.
I did it to myself.
You did.
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
That goal, although the Oilers continue to fight hard, or the 4th goal, what would you say was more detrimental and really turned the tide? Because I was leaning toward the 4th goal.
For me, it's the 3rd goal.
It is the 3rd goal, the backbreaker in the last minute.
Yeah, you can't give that up. You do so much work to get back into a 2-2 game.
Yeah.
And if you can get out of that period, you start fresh. But you're down, and now you're chasing again.
That's a shot to the giggleberries.
It is.
Yep.
When you let that
It's
in.
it's a tough one to give up. You can't.
Yeah, to me, the second period feels completely different when you're down, especially after you just fought your way back to tie against a team that doesn't give up a whole lot of goals.
Yeah.
You score 2 goals against a team that holds a lead well. That 3rd goal is just a backbreaker.
It really seemed like they were building something.
Yeah.
They really were.
And I don't feel like that second period was a bad period by the Oilers or anything.
No.
It's more just like, it's just a difference of like, if it's tied, you go, okay, it's like next goal or what, like you're 1 goal away from the lead and you can play differently.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, you gotta get 1 more again to tie it, and then it's like
Against a team that doesn't give up
exactly.
anything.
Like it ended up being
It's very
the
hard.
game winner. So
Instead of like Benny said, you have that dangling carrot in front of you to take the game.
yeah.
You're chasing it again.
Yeah.
That sucks. Okay, we're going to go with the 3rd goal of the game by the Minnesota Wild. That is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. All right, let's go inside the Oilers locker room. I'll let Ben pick who we hear from first.
Let's hear from Mangiapane. Let's get on the board for the first time in a while. This is Mangiapane from the locker room today.
Yeah, I think that it was a close kind of battled game, right? I think it was up and down the ice the whole night, and they just kind of. It was a kind of big goal, I guess they scored at the end of the first, right? And we couldn't, counter back after that, right? We did a good job fighting, being down 2-0, and coming back, right? But it's a tough one to let up there, right? And good thing we play tomorrow and get back to it.
Yeah, what does that do for the state of the morale when you guys crawl your way back in that first period, and then with 8 seconds left they score? What is that kind of the difference between not being tied and being down by 1?
Yeah, it's obviously tough, right? But we gotta learn from it, and even me personally got to learn from it. I was out there at the end, right? So I got to pick up some guys there, and just be better for tomorrow.
Your first goal since November 3rd, that must feel pretty good for you on a personal level.
Obviously good to score, but it would have been better with the 2 points.
A 3-2 record on this road trip. How do you assess this road trip, Andrew?
Yeah, there's played some good teams, right? Come away with a winning record, right? It's been a good road trip, and got a big game tomorrow, and we got to treat that one like part of the road trip as well.
Just a quick comment on tomorrow's game. What is the biggest challenge going up against the Vegas Golden Knights? We know their firepower, we know how good they can be, but what are you looking forward to most taking on?
Yeah, they're a good team. They play the right way, so it's going to be a grind, and those are the exciting ones to play in.
What makes them so hard to play against?
Vegas or Minnesota? They're deep up and down the lineup, right? They're just they all play together, play connected, right? And they're a good team, right? They got some good skilled players, and they'll make you pay on your mistakes.
Did it feel like a team that won 6 straight coming into today with how good they're playing?
Yeah, right. Them, I guess, winning 6 straight, right? It just shows how good they're playing, like you said, right? They're a good team, and they play fast, and you got to watch out for those guys, those big guys when they're on the ice.
All right, there's Andrew Mangiapane. Got his 5th goal of the year. Right, feels good to get that. And got to play against the Golden Knights tomorrow. Right.
That's right.
You like that?
Pretty good.
Nice goal from Mangiapane.
Sweet hands.
Very nice goal.
That was a great redirection. Nice play by Bouchard to recognize and delay, get the shot off where Mangiapane
And
can
get it through.
Get it through. That was good. Okay, here's an interesting thing. The Oilers have to fly back today. It's about a 3-hour flight. They gain an hour because they're coming from the Central Time Zone. Vegas plays tonight at 8 in Calgary. Does that even things out?
I would say a little bit.
Helps.
A little bit more, yeah.
Tomorrow's game's at 6.
It's a little bit more.
Bit of a tight turnaround for the Golden Knights.
Tomorrow's game at 6?
Yeah.
Oh, that was at 8.
Oh, I'm looking at the NHL website right now.
Oilers.
It's 8 Eastern.
Oh my God, it is. Oh, okay. You know what? That makes me.
There was panic in your eyes.
No.
What happened?
Okay. Well, thank you for the reminder. Number
What
one.
happened?
2, there's a Christmas party tomorrow that I'm supposed to go to right after. And I was like, yeah, guys, I'll be there at like 12:30. Like I'm gonna be coming in at close, and I guess I won't be.
Man, I haven't seen that kind of panic out of you in a long
Wow.
time.
That would have been bad.
Whoa.
That would have been really bad. Well, I don't know where I saw 8. I thought I saw 8.
Well, you're right.
Eastern.
It's 8 Eastern.
Yeah. I guess. Well,
I think it levels the playing field a little bit, especially
little
with that
bit.
late game.
Right.
So
there's that.
there is that. Yes.
There's that.
The one thing that I see it in the nasty chat a little bit. It's like, well, Vegas has, X amount of players out.
yeah.
If you're the Oilers, you can't even bother looking
You have X amount of
at
players
that.
out. If
You've
you're
got
the
a ton of
Oilers.
guys out as well.
Every team
But
does.
you've
right
got to
now.
be
Like they're.
you got to be ready. This is good. It's big hockey. They're important points on the line. The next 3 games, they're massive, and you got to be ready to go.
How many times have I feel like I've just doing pre and post? It's been like, oh, you can't say this is a good win for the Oilers. This team was missing this guy.
Points are points.
Points are points, and every team is dealing injuries with a condensed schedule. Like every team is. It's the way it is at this time of year too, where everyone's getting sick. Like it's the way it is. The Oilers are missing a top 4 defenseman and probably their 3rd best goal scorer in the lineup right now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like those are big losses.
and
for
good
this team.
veteran players.
Yeah. Like, so, yeah, Oilers are dealing with injuries. Vegas is too. Like, it is what it is. I mean, the Oilers are lucky that it hasn't been Leon Connor, but.
Knock on wood.
Yep. But it's every team's dealing with injuries.
Yeah. And it's next man up.
Yep.
Really quickly, let's go to Mex in the nasty chat. Says, when they're on the road, does Tony from Oilers TV take questions from the rest of the scrum at home? No. So when I was the host of Oilers TV, we had more local media traveling, covering the team. Sun, Journal, Sportsnet would have like Spec on the road.
DVD would come.
DVD would be on the road. Joanne Ireland, Jim Matheson, The Athletic, Daniel Nugent-Bowman would be traveling at times. So there was more from the local contingent. Now,
Just Oilers guys.
it's just the local broadcasters.
Spec was on this trip, but that was out of his own.
Yeah.
Like, just
and
Sportsnet.
so post game, even back then, there were times where Gene was worrying about the broadcast and couldn't come into the scrum. So the camera guy from whoever that Sportsnet hired locally in whatever city we were in would just hold the mic, and it would be me and like the whatever beat writer was there asking the questions. And no, you're not gathering questions from the media. I'll tell you right now, everybody who covers the team full time is not texting into our group chat saying, hey, ask this, hey, ask that. And also it's like a professional courtesy thing too.
Yeah.
Interesting question though from Mex. I just wanted to hit on. That's Tony just kind of carrying the load for everybody basically. And sometimes it can get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation. You're in the decade of darkness and it's a bad night on the road.
I'd imagine.
It can get uncomfortable.
Well,
Don't ask me.
well, I wonder if he was alluding to. Did you see with Seattle? What happened in Seattle
No.
earlier this week? At home, Brad Lambert only took questions from the Seattle Kraken reporter, and they wouldn't take any questions from any outside media.
See, that's bad.
Like,
No,
I wonder
the
if
situation's bad there.
Yeah.
But you can't do that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think
shouldn't
they
do
released
that.
a PR statement the next day, apologized and stuff.
Yes.
And it's like, I believe it was Brad Lambert's report. Like, he wanted only one. I don't think he wanted to talk to media, but they're like, you have to talk to one.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta say something. It's okay, whatever, the team guy can do it.
Lane Lambert.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And listen, now I have seen former Oiler coaches in fights with, not like physical fights, but in a time of unrest with the broadcasters and not taking their questions or being like, next question without answering it. That has happened, but to just, you can short answer, but to just not take questions, pardon me, from the rest of the media, that's not good.
It's a tough one, but
I know frustration, stress, pressure. It's hard, man. Emotion.
part of your job, however, though, is to answer questions.
Yeah.
Now, do you always get great questions? No. And in my opinion,
Completely
if you don't like the question and you're salty, I know some guys have a tendency to want to snap back, but you're probably better off just saying, hey, you know what? We're good at passing to the next one so that you don't get into that. But just completely alienating, that's a different
it's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. And you don't want to be doing that. But interesting. Anyway, Tony, Tony is there. He's probably the only one doing those scrums. And we started the going live on the broadcast on the road back in my day at Oilers TV. Good to see them continue it because not everybody does it. And that crew does work its butt off to make sure the fans have the ability to get instant reaction and stuff like that. And it's not always going to be positive.
Yeah, that was something that we were going to do.
That's a story for another day. But here we are. In a better place.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's go into the inbox, 780-218-9999. This text says, we can see this scheduled loss from miles away. The amount of losing in Minnesota for about 2 decades is just comical at this point. Yes, Pickard made some key saves, but that fourth one against was horrific. Absolute backbreaker. Hopefully, he's the next one to go. We'll see what happens. If you didn't catch Hello Hockey earlier today, obviously because it's our show, we highly recommend you do watch or listen to it. But Dave Pagnotta touched on the whole Alex Lyon thing.
Yeah.
Essentially said there's not much there right now.
I wonder if it's the Oilers are going to let Ingram have a run here, depending on Jari's injury, obviously. Like if Ingram gets into 4 or 5 games, let's say, and his numbers look similar to his AHL numbers, I wonder if that's when they'll go, okay, maybe
4 or 5 games?
Not more than that.
How many do you think he's going to get next 3?
1.
I wonder if they go back to Pickard tomorrow.
It's possible.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I don't know if
he's going in tomorrow. Yeah, because I brought it up on the post-game show last game, and like I was wondering if you go Ingram against Minnesota, kind of taking your scheduled loss against a good team, and then you play Pickard against a 4-point game with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then yes, you guys were saying, some guys in the chat were saying, play them both.
Yeah.
But we saw the Eric Comrie here.
Did not go well.
Did not go well.
Did not go well.
So I wonder if that's the play or I don't know. I think I would give a look to Ingram personally. You brought him here for this reason.
Yeah.
I understand the numbers are not great. They're not. But maybe he figures it out. Maybe he just needs his jump. I don't know.
See, I'm in a bit of disagreement there. Like you brought him up because you needed a goalie. And so right now it's like it's Pickard. It's your time.
Yeah.
So to me, it's get going.
Ho Daddy texting in.
Sure.
Ho Daddy says, I knew it was going to be a better game from Mangiapane when he started that scrum early on. Great redirection from Ho Daddy. Thank you for that text. Good to hear from you, Ho Daddy. D-Rock says, get Frederic off the second line. Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. He was off right away.
Did not take long.
I don't think it lasted half.
And then the team broadcaster is reporting that Ingram starts tomorrow, apparently.
Well, there you go.
That's from Mark.
Yeah.
Mark texting that in. All right.
It is going to be, I mean, a lot of eyes are going to be on that to see how he does. Hypothetical, what if he has a shutout?
Yeah,
what a pleasant surprise that would be.
That would be, but would it turn into a goalie controversy?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why?
Now I'm not so sure about my answer. That was more of a reaction than anything.
Yeah, well, it was. Yeah, you came out hot with that one.
Let me think about that. No, yeah, maybe.
It probably starts a controversy.
Yeah. All right, let's go back inside the Oilers locker room. Who do we have?
Let's hear from. I want to hear from Knoblock.
Okay.
This is Chris Knoblock after the game tonight.
What did you think was kind of the difference after a really close first period?
Yeah, it was nice that we tied it up, fought back after being down 2-0 and able to tie it up. Unfortunately, that's a big goal at the end of the first period, one that shouldn't happen. Really hurt us, but I thought we kept our composure, and I thought we had a good push after that. We had many opportunities to tie it up in the third. Nuge had a glorious chance, Leon the one-timer, and then they were able to score, and then, 2 goals late in the game. That's pretty tough to come back again.
3-2 on this road trip. How did you assess the overall body of work from your group on this trip?
Yeah, for the 5 games, I thought we played pretty good hockey in 4 of them. And, 2 of our I thought we played well against Minnesota both games, and unfortunately we haven't had anything to show for it in the points. But after you lose any games, you're always disappointed. But I like the guys' effort.
Andrew used the word connected to describe the Minnesota Wild. Did it seem like you were playing against a team that was on the verge of 7 straight victories? Did they look like they were that connected, to use Andrew's word?
I thought they've been playing really well, and they've had a lot of guys out of the lineup. They had a lot return for our game tonight, but for them to be winning games, during that stretch without a lot, that says quite a bit about their team. Whether it's it's not weather, it's all these things, accumulation of the coaching, the players buying in. They're getting great goaltending. A lot of things are going well for them to do that, and to be able to win without those guys, it's a lot of things are going well.
I know you just finished this game against the Wild, but looking ahead to tomorrow, if we can get a quick comment on the Vegas Golden Knights and how important this game is for your group with 2 games left before Christmas.
Yeah, another team that's playing fairly well. They got off to a great start. They kind of went through a slow stretch, and now they're starting to find their game again. And every time we play Vegas, it's usually a pretty exciting game, and I know so many of them have been 1-goal games, so I would anticipate it to be a exciting, tight game.
All right, there's head coach Chris Knoblock as the Oilers fall 5-2 to the Minnesota Wild. 7 wins in a row for the Wild. The Oilers wrapping up a 5-game road trip with a 3-2 record. I like the effort. Result wasn't what you wanted. They ran into a damn good team again. They've played Mini hard. I will not take that. I will give them that. They played Mini hard. Really good a few weeks ago at home against Mini. Lose 1-0. Played them hard today. Yes, some errors, critical ones. Costly. The dagger with less than 10 seconds to go in the first period. It's tough.
It's not their last time they play them this year.
One more crack at them, right?
January 31st, my birthday.
Oh,
Benny, they're going to do it for you.
Yeah.
They're thinking of you.
They're thinking about me. And they're wearing their cool jerseys.
Maybe that'll turn the tide.
They're pretty damn good in those jerseys. So,
They are pretty good in those jerseys. So they're wearing them. I thought they were done with them like relatively soon here.
I thought I saw. Let me make sure.
I thought it was the 13th they were wearing them for the last time. I could be wrong. But it's tricky scheduling them really quickly. It's tricky scheduling them because they're white uniforms. Mm-hmm. They have to get the other team to bring their dark set of jerseys on the road.
Yeah.
Usually it's one-off situations where they can ask the visiting team to bring just the one set. And then I was talking to Dan Cote-Rosen from the Oilers, and he's like, there were a couple of situations where they were going to ask the other team to bring their dark uniforms. And then where it gets tricky is they've sold the advertising on the jerseys, right?
Right.
And you have to make sure you fulfill those contracts. Yeah. And so Dan's like, we would have paid the other team for a new set of uniforms to have the correct patch on it.
Holy.
If needed. And I was like, how much would that be? He's like, a few grand. But you get to wear your third jersey. And it makes it very tricky. So
it is the 31st is the last time they're wearing it this year.
Okay, good. So
an interesting stat. Like I know that you just mentioned that the Oilers played the Wild tough as of late.
Yeah, I thought they played against them. I played hard against them, is what I would say.
Minnesota Wild have a record of 11-4 versus the Oilers, basically between December 20th, 2020 and December 20th, 2025.
Oilers struggled in that building for a while there.
Forever.
Yeah.
They had 1-2 in a row in Minnesota, and that was last year. Calvin Pickard started those games. You heard Jack and the crew talking about it on the broadcast.
That's a wild stat.
Yeah. I mean,
good pun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
You earned it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did you want to add anything else, or can I go back to the inbox here? All right, let's go to Captain Kirk, who declares himself. I like this. Captain Kirk here, boys. We need goaltending, period. However, today was not on goaltending. Kirk out. SJ in the Kootenay says, I have never seen a goalie facing the wrong way as much as Pickard. Like always. That's why he's the best street hockey goalie in the world.
Battles.
Battler.
He does battle, but I used to see stuff, still shots and memes all the time of Mr. Skinner facing the wrong way. So
or belly flopping.
Yeah.
I know. Dave from EWL says, why are you so pissy, TG? Oh, Dave, I'm not. He says all in jest. No, not pissy at all. We had a really good time. We went to Joey for lunch, watched the second period, met some nice people. Thank you to Nico. They did a great job renovating there.
They actually did a really good job.
Beautiful.
You didn't like it at first, and then it grew on you, hey?
It did. When I first walked in, because like it was so different, and then we got in there, and you see like the way traffic flows in there.
Yeah.
Really good vibe. Busy, people out and about. Last weekend before Christmas.
Yep.
It was warm in there, which was great.
Nice and cozy.
Very cozy. Chicken parm sitting nice.
And a fantastic chicken parm.
Oh, we had a great chicken parm. Good. Yeah. I'm in good spirits, Dave, but thanks for the text. Appreciate it. I think that was a reference to like the scrums and stuff. So I see you, Dave. I see you, Dave, from me. Well. All right.
Scalding Gourd.
Go for it.
The Derek Bugard shadow still looms in the Wild Oiler games.
Yes.
I had to go back. I had to take a look what the record was in the last 20 years.
Dude, when you were on the team, or when you were up and down between the team, I remember we went into Minnie and Tom Rennie. We asked them about they were like winless in 14 or 17 in Minnesota, and he goes, I don't care about that. I wasn't the coach during that time.
Well, Tom, you should have cared.
They lost those games.
The Wild have a record of 61, 22, and 3 in 20 years.
Against the Oilers?
Yeah. Do you think that's a team that beats the Oilers the most out of any other? Like they would have the best
like the best winning percentage?
Yes.
It's got to be up there.
Probably, yeah.
The Coyotes for a while.
Yeah.
I think the Coyotes took points from Edmonton in 24 straight games, and they weren't even that good.
Yeah.
They had a good 12-13 season.
It was kind of like the Oilers against Chicago.
Is that like the Ed Jovanovski years?
Where the Oilers just kind of just took points off what?
That's like the Ed Jovanovski
Oh,
years?
yeah.
Derek Morris, Ed Jovanovski.
I searched up Derek Bugard. Holy, was scary human.
Yeah.
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 Try having to battle against him in one-on-one drills at the end of practice.
Scary, dude.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me problem. I had that issue.
Coach,
not that
tall
fun.
guy too. And heavy. He's scary.
Coach
Yeah,
Mike.
he could reach around me and just take the puck.
He's giant.
And you're not a
And
small
then,
guy.
And then I got my coach screaming at me, protect the puck. Hey, he's like 10 feet tall and he just wraps his stick around, gets the puck. What would you like me to do with that?
I mean, he's 6'7", so
You big Sam Squanch on your back.
Yeah.
Coach Mike says Eichel is sick, also has an injury. Won't play either game this weekend. Thank you, Coach Mike. Golden Knights in Calgary tonight, here in Edmonton tomorrow night. All right. Let's get to the player of the game, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Damon Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. Community driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Go ahead, Benny Thompson. Take it away.
Yeah, we've talked about him a good amount on the post-game show, and I'm happy for him. It seems like it was a big game for him to kind of get his confidence back. Andrew Mangiapane has a nice tip-in goal, some nice hands. It was feisty,
right?
Like the one text said.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was really good today, right? Yeah, no, I thought he had a pretty good game today, and this team needs guys like him going. And when they have everyone healthy, I still hope Mangiapane is playing well, maybe in a third line role, potting the odd goal, being feisty. So yeah, I'm happy for him, and he got a goal. He probably monkey off the back for him, and so yeah, he's the Damon Bunting player of the game.
All right.
Nice work.
Well, hopefully this is the start of something good for Andrew Mangiapane. Mixing it up, getting into scrums.
Yeah.
Feisty.
That's a guy that they've needed.
Hasn't been there for them, really.
Because when he was in Calgary, he was a feisty player.
Feisty and scored 35.
Yeah. More of that, please.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
We need to see a salty Mangiapane.
He's like to me, he feels like a Brad Marchand light. You know what I mean? Like a smaller left shot, good hands, feisty, obviously a rat, but also
Lorata.
yeah.
Loretta. You made me get that on the inside of my suit.
I didn't make you do anything.
Yes, you did.
Fully accepted it.
Oh, boy. Scalding Gord also adds, Tommy's just grumpy because Lieutenant Eric took his I'm a man, I'm 40 vibes right before Christmas. Happy birthday, Lieutenant Eric. Today is officially his birthday. And, yeah, hopefully he's having a good one. Oh, Dave from Ewell says, that was a reference back to the Seattle media talk situation. Yeah. Draisaitl when he had to deal with that question. Yes. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Okay, let's take a look at tomorrow. Golden Knights, good team, obviously a divisional opponent, divisional rival, I'd say. You're battling with them, beat them in the playoffs last year. First look at them this year. They are playing tonight. They get less than 24 hours before they're back in action. The Oilers get to fly home, longer flight, long road trip, but you're at home. You're in your own bed at a good time tonight. Won't practice tomorrow. And then you get the Golden Knights at 6 p.m. How do you stack this one up tomorrow?
Well, I think it's going to be a good test because anytime you see the Oilers versus the Knights, it's a good game. I don't know if they're necessarily like bitter rivals, but they're two teams that have been generally at the top of the division for the last 5 years.
Yep.
And you're going to see a fast-paced game. It's going to be a skilled game. Yes, Eichel's out of the lineup, but the Oilers, they can't look at that and say, hey, we're going to have a easier time because they've still got a lot of good players. They've got depth within that lineup. So I expect to see a good hockey game, and I expect to see an Oiler team that wants to capitalize on the lack of rest and the opportunity to get a few more points because it is a 4-point game.
Benny, quick thoughts?
Yeah, it's important. Take care of business. Yeah, they'll be missing Eichel, but this will be a tough team. They play the Oilers well, so yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I hope Ingram plays well tomorrow. Go into it with an open mind. Yeah, let's see if the Oilers can take 4 points or have a 4-point swing tomorrow.
That could be a big one heading into the final game before the Christmas break against Calgary on Tuesday. Really quickly, because it's our damn show, we had a great edition of Hello Hockey with Don Knockbauer today.
Yep.
Steve Staios, president and GM of the Senators, was on with us. And then Dave Pagnotta also provided information on, potential moves, especially with the Oilers. And I know the Lion thing came up. We talked to Dave about that. Snacks was hilarious.
He was hilarious.
So good.
And Staios, great. Gives some insight on the Senators.
Yeah. If you're in this chat, go watch it.
Great. It was a great load of guests this morning. We have and we have some great ones coming up.
Yes, we do.
We'll see what we have cooking for next Saturday. We are back next Saturday with Hello Hockey. Jackie Redmond will join us on the 3rd of January from the WWE and NHL and TNT. And then go ahead, Benny.
Sounds like Jerome McGinley will join us on January 11th.
Excellent.
So that'll be
That's exciting.
yeah. So we'll have a good load up of guests here coming up.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, that's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. The Oilers lose 5-2. I like the effort. Tough go. Minnesota's absolutely crushing it right now. A wagon, as some would say.
Yes.
And we'll see if the Oilers can bounce back against the Golden Knights team that is in action tonight at the Saddle Dome. If you want to do a pre-scout, you can watch that game, 8 o'clock, Hockey Night in Canada. We'll be back with Cass tomorrow. Belsey, great work as always, my friend, this week.
you.
And myself, Benny, and Matt Cassian will have the pre- and post-game show for you tomorrow right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. All right, so the Oilers will look to bounce back. We'll see if they get it done. We're on the air at 5 p.m. for the pregame show on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Mix in the water. Stay warm. Ciao for now.